sending messages.
Yes.
That we should change the name. And
Yes.
that MPP is finished. MPP is not finished. If the NDC in 2016 took that path, they wouldn't have been here today. But, you know, we all know that statistically, the incumbent always wins, or most often times wins by elections. Out of the 33 by-elections we've had in this country, 29 have been won by incumbents. So, going into the Akwetia election, I was of the view that we could pull it through and surprise the people of Ghana with a retention of the seat. But in all honesty, whether Akwetia by-election or the Tamale by-election, there are fundamental problems with the New Patriotic Party as it is today. Fundamental problems. The party has become so unpopular. And we need to spend time to build the party from the base again. The party is very, very unpopular. I feel it when I go to my constituency, when I go to the marketplaces, when I go to people that I know are core MPP people. If I take my electoral role, I can say that this home is an MPP home, and when we go, they will get 20 votes. Today you go there and they tell you, oh, in all honesty, we feel it. And that is where our focus should be, because the essence of a political party is to win power. And it's the people that must give you the mandate to go and win the power. If they don't give you the mandate, chances are that you lose. And I'm giving an example. When, right before the 2024 election, one of my colleagues, who was a deputy minister, came to the chamber and was so worried. He was campaigning in his constituency. I came back, was so worried. And he said, Nii, I want to share something with you. I said, what is the problem? He says, this morning I got a shock. I said, why? He says, my wife told me that, but for me being the candidate, you didn't have voted MP. A deputy minister told me this. I've just kept his name out. So, the reality was on the wall. And 9 months down the line, we have not tackled that reality. And pretending as if all is well. All is not well. We need to rebuild the party from the base up. And it didn't start in 2024. We saw the signs coming. We tried to halt it somewhere 2022 with this Ken Must Go issue. It didn't succeed, and therefore we lost the battle. Because if your lieutenants, your colonels, your generals who are on the battlefield are saying that they have a problem with the governance of the state, obviously they have nothing to go and tell their foot soldiers at the base. So when in the last election, normally when we go for our floats, let's say in Greater Accra or Tema Central, we have 2,000, 3,000 people with us, joyful brass bands. 2024, you could actually count the people on your fingers. So the party is unpopular. And if the party is unpopular, what do you do to build the popularity of the party? That's the first thing you have to do. Political parties are marketing tools. People must trust the brand and now decide to trust the brand with their mandate. People don't trust our brand. Yet you're pretending everything is well. So you go to a by-election in Akwetia, and obviously you'll be whipped. That's number one. Number two, the caliber of our candidates, and I'm using the word candidates in the plural sense. In fact, maybe on both sides of the aisle in the political divide, the caliber of the candidates that we send to Parliament. Some don't qualify to be members of Parliament. It's not about popularity. There's a core job that we do, that you must have some basic capacity. Some basic capacity to even read and analyze the documents. Majority of them cannot do so. The criteria I don't even know the criteria was used to select the candidates for Akwetia, because I wasn't there. But from what we all heard, he has the resources to bankroll the election. And that was literally the underlying factor. Is that the most important criteria for who becomes a member of Parliament? especially on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party? No. It is not. I always make examples out of Singapore because it's a society that I believe that we can emulate. The People's Action Party of Singapore, that has ruled Singapore for 60 years. You know how they select their MPs? The first criteria is to write an aptitude test. They write an exam. It's not an exam about your knowledge. It's an exam about your ability to reason. Think under pressure. So the party looks out for good caliber people who can change society. It's not about popularity. It's popularity. We look for movie actors and Ejako and co to come and fill parliament. There are technical jobs that needs to be done. He knows. The core people that do the job in parliament, they are very few. Very, very few. If you actually put yourself to the task, Speaker always says that you will not come back. You will lose. So the caliber of the candidates, Asumedu, I don't know him that well, but I listened to him. There's times that he was fumbling to put his thoughts together. What was the message on the ground? What was the message on the ground? There was nothing, no message. So the party must put itself together to be able to go back to the people of Ghana. And I heard one of my senior colleagues, Okoboy, saying that 9 months is too short to clean the sins of the MPP, so that to go back to the people. So we admit that there are sins. We admit that maybe we didn't govern well. We didn't govern to the expectation of the people of Ghana. So you go and rebrand yourself and come back. And that is how you win elections. You don't win elections based on frivolous issues like religion, tribalism, no. Sympathy, no. You go out there and sell your message. And for me, I've always advocated that we should separate the elections of members of parliament from even the executive. There should be 2 clear years from each other because we have very different functions. Our functions are not the same. So the president goes to promise a road, the road is not delivered, and Suhini and I will be struggling to go and defend the road that we didn't promise. We didn't promise any road. I'm not a minister, yet I'm the one being chased in my community over roads. That's not my job. In all honesty, that's not my first responsibility. My first responsibility is to be your advocate, speak for you, and make laws for you. MPs don't build roads. We don't do bridges. We don't have access to all that. It is when your government is in power, then you can maybe go and lobby for something that can be done within your constituency or within your area. When I got here this morning, what was I asking him for? I said, Joe, Charlie, come and do some roads in my constituency. Do the one in front of my house for me. Because under my own government, the roads in front of my house were never done. Huh? I was told that the roads in Tema Central are 92% complete. So, they were never done. Meanwhile, I lived with the road minister. He lives in my constituency. In fact, he's lived there for 40 years. He fixed the roads in front of his house and left the rest of the community. So when I go to the people, and all that they say is that, and that was the truth. That's how they saw it. So I left the one in front of my house. When the contractor came, I said, no, do the ja. So my whole community has been done. Just the one to my house has not been done. Because I wanted to have a justification to tell them that we are all in the same soup. It was not going to be done. So I wish the 2 elections be separated. Let the presidents go and promise their promises, and let us go and tell the people the kind of laws that we can go and make for them. And I'm sure my brother here will agree with me, because we are carrying the crosses for them. We are carrying the cross for the executive. We are carrying the cross for the executive. So you go to Akwetia, there's a by-election, and all of a sudden the executive is fixing all the roads. I'm told after the by-election, the machines have left. They are no longer there.
The deputy minister.
So it is like a cycle. In fact, there was one video I saw in Kukukwati's constituency some time ago, where somebody was saying that we also need a by-election here. Our MP must die for us to get the roads. You know, how can I live in such a society? So we really need to tackle this from that perspective as well, because there will be other by-elections in the future, and it will be the same thing. Because I believe that in the last 30 years, we've not been able to turn the aspirations of our people into reality. Government A and government B. And when the people give you such a large mandate and you are unable to perform, they will take the mandate from you even with a bigger mandate, giving that to your opponents. NDC today, I know they have a bigger cross to carry than they have ever carried, because the expectation is so high, almost impossible to meet. NDC MPs are struggling, especially those who didn't even find themselves in ministerial appointments. They will be struggling. When they go to their constituencies, they have to hide, because they cannot go and fix the roads that the president came to promise. Even the deputy minister. In the previous regime, the deputy ministers who couldn't even find their desk in their own office. When we had 169 MPs and about 120 ministers. Some of the ministers didn't have tables and desks. So you don't even have any portfolio. You don't even have anything to run around that will even create some whatever for you. So this is the reality. So the pressure on him, everybody thinks that he has to solve all the road problems. Not just Tamale North, the whole Ghana. And he cannot fulfill that, because it's not even within his purview. It is within the purview of the finance minister. The finance minister is not able to find the resources for you. There's nothing you can do. Adelaide, that's the reality. So we also have to tell the people the truth, so that we relieve future MPs of this burden. Relieve future MPs of this burden. Last but not the least, there's a new MP. There's a new MP in town. I even listened to him on Peace FM. And he also started making promises. And I told myself that, this man is already in a trap. He's falling in a trap. Because many of the things that the people expect him to do, he will not be able to fulfill. It is not within his purview. What we will need is proper education of our people to understand our roles and understand what MPs are supposed to do. People say that when we elect our DCEs, it may help the situation. For me, to a large extent, yes, possibly. But some of the assemblies are not even viable, economically viable on their own, let alone elect them. So maybe regional governments may work, but to that base, I don't think it will work. So we have to look at all that going into the future. Tamale North, Tamale Central, sorry, is a constituency that our brother Mutala used to manage. Today, he's no more, and there's going to be a by-election. The MPP has said we're not going to participate, which I believe will not participate out of respect for him. You know, not that we cannot win the seat. We believe we can win the seat, but out of respect for our brother, we have decided. There's only 1 month. Yes, yes, and they are also having the primaries today. The NDC is having the primaries today. We wish them the best. We hope that they choose a candidate that would come and build on what Mutala has started and augment the work or help the job in Parliament. The parliamentary activity is not limited to what we do in the chamber only. Sometimes when we go abroad, we represent the whole Ghana. So if we send an MP to Parliament who cannot participate in a debate at home, can he participate in a debate abroad? So, Senator, not to take too much of your time, I know we are running out of time, but I'll end it here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being so honest. Yes, okay. You said not all, some of them, but I think majority of our assemblies are actually not viable.
Yeah, majority
maybe a few. Yes. Even the big ones that used to be viable have been cut into pieces.
So for me, I sincerely believe that we should have regional governments, okay? What you would call the city-state model, like the way Singapore is, like Dubai is. You know, they are city-state model that they can take care of themselves. If you go to Nigeria today, a state like Lagos, It's growing exponentially. Enugu State, today Enugu State has its own transport systems, have built their own, airline business, and, creating services for their people and creating wealth also for their people. So we should be looking at that, because I believe that if you take a region like, let's say, Savannah can become not just the breadbasket, even the industrial hub of Ghana, with the waterways that are there, the riverways that are there, the Volta river that goes through there, the Black Volta. In fact, every White Volta, every region in Ghana is so endowed that they can survive on their own without even the central government putting in money. So that the central government takes care of defense and the broader macro things, and then the micro things, day-to-day, job creation, blah, blah, blah. If Suhine is the governor of the northern region, I'm sure he has enough ideas to solve the problems of the northern region. My brother, thank you.
Thank you.